Today, we're going to be talking about the dangers of the Enneagram and whether Christians should be using it or not. Should you be involved in the Enneagram? And what is the Enneagram? All right, the Enneagram is a system of personality typing that describes patterns of how people interpret the world and manage their emotions. It basically describes 9 personality types. You've heard like you're a 7, you're a 3, you're a 1, and it maps out each of these types in a 9-pointed diagram, which helps illustrate how people relate to one another. It's like, oh, you don't get along with him because you're a 7, you're a 3. You've probably heard that before. The name Enneagram comes from the Greek ennea, which is the Greek word for 9, and gramma, which means something drawn or written. So it's a personality test. And one of the reasons it's so popular is because people are trying to find themselves. They're trying to identify who they truly are and really put a finger on why you have certain personality traits or why you are maybe attracted to certain people or why you are the way that you are. But is it possible that that simple test is more dangerous than we realize? Diving deeper, you're going to find the origin. And the origin matters because if you don't know, the devil does not care about your intentions. You might say, I have innocent intentions, Isaiah, doing the Enneagram test. But like many people doing Ouija boards, they have innocent intentions, or people using crystals, or people reading tarot cards, or people going to mediums. Intentions don't matter. They can still be an open door. So we need to look at the origin of this because the devil does not care about your origin. There's a lot of mixed opinions on the Enneagram and the origin, but what I found, the earliest mention of the Enneagram is found in the writings of the Russian occultist P.D. Ouspensky, who attributes to his teacher, the Greek-American occultist Georges Gurdjieff, which he considered the Enneagram as a symbol of the cosmos, but he didn't make a connection with it to personality types. There was another occultist, Oscar Acaso, who connected the Enneagram to personalities. And Acaso claimed to have discovered the personality type meaning of the Enneagram when it was taught to him by the archangel Metatron while he was high on mescaline. Now, so this guy says he got this revelation from an archangel, a demonic spirit, which it was, while he was high. Think about that. That's how he got it. In the 1970s, students of Naranjo spread the Enneagram to various Catholic communities, especially in mystical communities. This was one of Acaso's students, which was a psychiatrist named Claudio Naranjo, who was spreading it to other people. All right, so they founded in 1997 the Enneagram Institute, and then it became popular into a broader audience, hit America, all that type of stuff. It's important to note that most Enneagram books can be found in the New Age section. And there's other books that have tried to tie Christianity into the New Age movement and all this type of stuff. It's a false spirit, guys. 1 Thessalonians 5:21 says to test the spirits, test everything, and to hold fast what is good. So let's look at these. Because most believers understand horoscopes are wrong, they will embrace the Enneagram as an alternative. But I want to show you some quotes out of the book, The Sacred Enneagram, which is a staple of the Enneagram and is placed in sometimes Christian categories. There's megachurch pastors that have put in this, preached on this, and involved this book, The Sacred Enneagram, into their sermons and into their teachings. And a lot of Christians have mixed this in. A lot of Christians have embraced the Enneagram because of this book, The Sacred Enneagram. So here's some direct quotes from a book that claims to be Christian, The Sacred Enneagram. Here's a quote. This begins with recognizing that the Enneagram can't be reduced to a personality test, that we have much more to learn. As Russ Hudson frequently emphasizes, type isn't a type of person, but a pathway to God. Page 49. Look at this. The Enneagram, another quote, is a sacred map to our soul. The Enneagram is a blueprint for developing character that each of us carries throughout our life, but one that we won't open until we discover our type. Here's another quote. But if it's weirding you out a bit, that's okay. The Enneagram might not be for you, or might not be your time in life to dig into it. In my experience, it seems like it shows up at just the right time. Guys, that sounds demonic. That does not sound like a personality type. Here's another quote from the book of The Sacred Enneagram. Coming to terms with our type is a rite of passage, a sacred experience that should be owned by each of us when we're ready for it. Here's another quote. Without understanding behind the why, we sometimes mistake personality or temperament for essence. This is all New Age talk. Okay, here's page 60. So it's worse than a party foul to type someone. It's an intrusion or an overreach. It's also an indication that someone doesn't understand the power and the potential behind the Enneagram. All right, here's the section titled, How the Enneagram Found Me. On the same page, it says, it was during the summer of the 2000s in the slums of Cambodia that the Enneagram first found me. The Enneagram is relentless, and once it finds you, it doesn't let go. Truth and light are like that. These are all quotes from the book that's supposed to be Christian. That's supposed to be about the Enneagram. That's in the Christian section. Look at this quote. The Enneagram won't let us sidestep. The Enneagram forces us to wake up. Let me give you this last quote. I think I now understand why the Enneagram has been an oral tradition for thousands of years. To try to limit its dynamic mystery and forceful beauty within the confines of written pages is a daunting task. So I want you to look at the language here. The Enneagram forces you to wake up. It's a sacred experience and a map to your soul. The Enneagram finds you and it's an alive force. And once it finds you, it doesn't let you go. People don't understand the power and potential. That's enough for me, guys, to say, let's stay far away from it. Let's stay far away from it. There's a lot of other quotes here about self-liberation, about digging deeper into oneself, about finding the pathway back to your true home. Let me give you one more quote here that will convince you it's demonic. This is a quote here, page 165 through 166. Essentially, the Enneagram teaches you to be more human. It is one of the most profound tools for personal and spiritual transformation. And to make the most of its offering, we're invited to move beyond identifying our type into putting this knowledge to work, to form a new identity, or perhaps more accurately, to reclaim our true identity, our original identity. The Enneagram helps us find our unique path to spiritual growth, and that path is ultimately how we find our way home. No, that's not how you find your way home. Christ is how you find your way home. Christ is the door, not the Enneagram. These are demonic, guys. The Enneagram was from an occultist. It was from him encountering a demonic spirit while he was high on some drug. This goes against the biblical worldview. Biblical worldview says our goal is to find God, is to know God. The Enneagram worldview says our goal is to know self. The biblical worldview says our human condition, created image of God. We all have a sinful nature. The Enneagram worldview is that we're all basically good. The biblical worldview on the fall is we've all fallen from our original union with God. The Enneagram says we've fallen from our original essence and now we use these things as a coping mechanism. It goes against the biblical worldview of Jesus. It goes against the biblical worldview of salvation. It goes to the biblical worldview of dying to self. Instead, it tells you to find yourself. It's demonic. This is my conclusion. Stay away from the Enneagram. Stay away from these tests. They sound innocent. You might think, I'm just a type 3, I'm a type 7. If you look at the origins, if you look at the roots, this is an open door to unclean spirits. It's demonic. It was from an angel to an occultist. There's no biblical roots. There's no biblical basis to it. If you follow preachers that quote this, that get involved in this, they're probably ignorant. I would stop following them. I would stay far away from the Enneagram because of its cult roots, because of the quotes from the book go directly against the Bible, and because it teaches us things that the Bible teaches us not to be involved in, like the occult, like getting involved, energy and essence and new age and finding yourself and the pathway to life and all of these things that circumvent scripture, go around Jesus and connect you to other sources which are demonic spirits. What does the Bible say? The devil comes as an angel of light. He comes innocent. So send this to a friend or family that's involved in the New Age or the Enneagram. I hope this video helped you. We're live Monday teaching the Bible. Our podcast is live Thursday. Our teaching is live Monday. Pray about becoming a monthly partner down below. IsaiahSaldivar.com/partner. You'll get a free copy of my book, How to Cast Out Demons, and all that good stuff. Support what we're doing. We're continuing to expose darkness. I hope this video helped you. I love and appreciate you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. God bless. Salute.